Luke for Shane and TV here with Chris Millington. So 1-0 defeat. What are your thoughts on the game?
Mixed feelings, Luke. It's a difficult one, really. The way we've conceded is very frustrating, and again another game where we've conceded one goal and we've conceded a poor goal. Reminiscent of the goal we conceded against Solihull here last year, the first one when we got beat. Real poor and very basic. So that's a frustration. Nothing in the game first half. I'd argue, it probably went a little bit better for us than them in the sense that we had more controlled possession. They might argue they had more set pieces delivered into our box, but we had more controlled possession and probably looked the slightly better team, in my opinion. And then second half, clearly, we control the game. They've got a lead to defend, but I'd argue it's either a brave strategy or a stupid strategy to sit in that deep and just defend a 1-0 lead the way they did. And I don't think that's Andy Wing. I think, I don't think that's the team he wants. So I'm assuming that we've done that to them. We've sat in deep because we've controlled possession. We've hurt them. Angelo Capello's been phenomenal down our left. Florin Hottoi, great introduction, coming back, has influenced the game. Really pleased with what Owen Bray did for us, getting us on the ball and up the pitch. And the only disappointment with the team in terms of what we did with the ball is that we haven't stuck it in the back of the net. So it's really hard this soon after a game because we've missed out on 3 points and you feel like the other teams are just slipping away from us a little bit. But the news that we're pleased with is we've changed shape. We've made a couple of changes to the team with Owen's fitness is built up a little bit more, and Flo Hottoi's obviously getting there and getting his match sharpness back, and those things have helped the team. So there are positives, and I think anyone who was here would probably agree we were the better team. We deserved at least a draw out of it, if not a win, and were it not for a really, really poor error, we would have at least come away with a 0-0 and maybe more.
And you mentioned him in there. Obviously, good to see Florin Hottoi making his first start back from injury, and obviously first real opportunity you've had this season to make some changes to the team.
Yeah, he's done great. He's I think he's still playing with a bit of pain, but that's not unusual given the injury and given where he's up to with his recovery. But he's played through it, and he's given us that added edge of being able to keep a team low and then penetrate them when they're low. Adam Adatoro as well, reminiscent of Jamie Stott at times, stepping in with the ball and playing passes into midfield and beyond with real quality. And the encouraging thing for me is there's loads of stuff there that we wanted to see from day one, and we couldn't because of arguably because of a lack of availability of certain players and certain positions. But Angelo Capello's come in and done a job in an unfamiliar position and just looked like he's played there all his life. He was phenomenal, and that's helped us. It's helped us get Flo on the pitch. It's helped us get Owen Bray on the pitch, and those things have helped us be a much better team. But listen, we've got to start picking up more points because we don't want that gap to become too great. And we've shown today playing a team who, let's have it, they beat Wembley twice at the back end of last season. Arguably could and maybe should have got promoted, could and maybe should have won the trophy, and I think we've been much the better team today.
And as you mentioned, a relatively even sort of first half hour or so, and probably even shaded it a little bit. Plenty of possession that we had, maybe that we hadn't seen in so many other games. But then, as you say, a disappointing goal to concede.
Yeah, and that's why I end up the most disappointed manager out of the two of us. I mean, Andy will listen. I think the game probably leaves him with a lot more questions than it leaves me. And I think we've got to be pleased with that. We've got a lot more answers to the direction we want to go in and what players can do to contribute, and most of them positive answers. I think Andy will probably come away. He's obviously had problems down his right side there today, and he'll have questions about what direction he needs to go in to fix those. So in some respects, I'm better off, but when it is a game of results and it comes down to points, so in that sense, it's a frustration, and we've got to cut out the sloppy goals, because of all the goals we've conceded, today's the worst. But we're conceding a goal a game, and there's we're culpable in pretty much every case. So that's got to be put right.
In the second half, it was pretty much all us. Solihull struggled to get out there in half at times. We certainly had plenty of joy down that left-hand side, but just nothing too much to really test their keeper.
Yeah, no, I think they've had 2 shots from what I remember. One comfortably saved with Sam with his legs, and then the other one when Sam's gone up for an attacking set piece, and they've tried to have a pop from their own half. So I think other than that, it's been all us, and they've sat very low, sat very deep. And I'd argue that we've sat them low and sat them deep, and the rotations off the left and the movement we've had down our right has meant that it's been very difficult for them to press us high up the pitch. So there's a lot. Again, listen, the fans won't want to hear it, and the players don't want to hear it right now, because we're all smarting from not being able to pick something up from the game that we believe we deserved something from. But we've got to look at, risk of sounding like a coach, we've got to look at the process and go, well, for where we're at and in the direction we're trying to travel in, we've done a lot of things very well. We've been victims of our own misfortune by shooting ourselves in the foot to concede, and then we've not managed to create anything clear cut. Although there was lots of scrambles and lots of times we dropped them low, the bodies in the box just made it very difficult for us.
Of course, up next it's another away trip down south. We're away at Ebbsfleet, who are still searching for their first win of the season. Right,
yeah, I've not looked at any results at the moment. It's we've got to focus on ourselves and really make sure that we improve the things that we need to improve. We'll go there in the same vein, really looking to win the game. I'm minded to the game we played at the end of the season at Accrington Stanley, where again we controlled the game, very similar to today's performance. Really, we were very much in the ascendancy, had the large parts of the possession, had lion's share of the territory, and failed to register. We came out of that one with a 0-0 and felt we should have won it. So look, we've got to do better. We've got to do better than we did today. We've got to do better than the last time we played them, and we'll be working really hard to make that happen.
Thank you.
Cheers, Luke.